Leslie Cox, The Fine Print. The Fine Print, Leslie Cox.
Toastmasters, guest, do you read the fine print? I never do. I am a big picture person. I am not into the details. I usually sign on the dotted line and hope for the best. But the fine print, even though it's small, it is essential when you enter into a contract or an agreement. The other day, I was talking to my hairdresser, and we were swapping New York stories. She recently moved from California, and I moved from Texas. Her New Yorker friend said, people like us have dreams and aspirations of what it's going to be like moving to this big city, but no one tells us about the fine print. I begged her, tell me what it is. What is the fine print? She wouldn't. She couldn't because he wouldn't even tell her. He said it's a personal journey we each have to learn on our own. After being here for over a year now, I've got some fine print to share with you today. The first item of my fine print, hurry up. In Texas, we do things a lot differently. We talk a lot differently. How y'all doing? And we walk at a much slower pace. We're not in a hurry. We'll get there when we get there. I was that person on the street that used to annoy you when you were walking as fast as you could possibly go in a crowd of people. I would stop smack dab in the middle of you to text, look at a map, or even take a picture. But no more. I learned really quick after being yelled at, pushed, and almost run over that in order to survive in this city, I must pick up my pace. Or as a West Point general once said, move with a purpose. Now, if you see me on the streets today, it will look something like this. I will be walking as fast as I can possibly go, wherever I'm going, even if it's not important. I hurry up. The second item of my fine print, no eye contact. Toastmasters, don't get shocked. I know it's really important in these speeches, but not on the subway and on the streets of New York City. Sometimes it's just not a good idea. Let me give you an example. I was walking on 113th. I saw this guy. He was acting crazy. My first reaction was just to stare. Bad idea. His eyes met my eyes and bam! We made eye contact. It was as if a magnetic force was pulling us together, because out of 15 people on the street, he ran up to me. He started yelling at me, screaming at me. He even spit at me, and it came that close to my shoe. Ew! He even accused me of following him. I was not following him. I realized none of that would have happened that day if only I would have stared straight down at the ground, minded my own business, and walked by as fast as I could around him. No eye contact. Sometimes it's the best option. The third item of my fine print, excuse me. In Texas, it's the land of wide open spaces. It was easy for me to get to work. I had a car. I turned on the radio and I just drive, and I had all the personal space that I liked. You can imagine what a different experience it was the first time riding in the subway in rush hour. My sister was there, Elise, wave, and we do this polite. It was her first time too. We're in the subway in rush hour. We're packed in like sardines. People are on every side. We cannot move. There's too many people. There was no way we were getting out of that door at the next stop. My sister panicked. She started pushing and shoving people out of the way. She shoved the wrong two ladies, though. They got mad. Did she just push you? Yes, she blankety blank. She could have at least said, excuse me. there was going to be a fight. Luckily, my sister overheard and she yelled back, "Excuse me." It was as if it never happened. They weren't mad anymore. They said, "That's okay. Have a good day." Excuse me. Next time you have to push your way out of a crowd, use it. It works. The last item of my fine print. Get used to crazy. I must have lived a sheltered life back home because I was in shock and awe at some of the things I saw just walking down the streets here. One day, I was walking on 34th Street. I saw this lady in broad daylight take off all her clothes in front of everyone. Then she yelled at everyone for looking. Of course I'm gonna look. My friend, who's a New Yorker, saw the shock on my face. He said in a stern voice, "Leslie, if you're gonna live in this city, you need to get used to crazy." Easy for him to say. He wasn't with me when I got off the subway at 96th Street. I was walking on the platform. A rat, the size of a small dog, started charging at me. Not running away like normal rats, charging towards me. I was terrified. I screamed at the top of my lungs, "Ah!" And then this lady kicked it. Screamed. I was the only one that was scared. Everyone else just kept walking as fast as they could go wherever they were going. Since then, I know crazy things are going to happen, but I know it's all part of the adventure. The fine print. This Texas girl learned how to walk fast, to not always look them in the eye, how to push my way out of a crowd, and to expect the unexpected. I read the fine print. Will you?